Okay, sit yourself onto your left and then come into a good cross-leg position. Switch these lights on so that, just to see if I can battle against the sun. So the image quality is probably going to be quite poor just because the sun kind of shines directly into the camera at this time of year, but it's a sign that the springtime is on the way, so that's not necessarily a bad thing, is it? Hold on to your knees and elevate the heart area upwards. Spend a moment or two just observing the balance of the seat bones, feeling that you're sitting evenly and adjusting if necessary. So moving the buttock flesh or just adjusting yourself on the cushion if need be. Hold onto your knees and elevate the heart area consciously to the ceiling, drawing the abdomen towards the spine, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Looking at something on the floor or just ahead of you that doesn't move. Allowing the eyes to become still in the sockets, and again just assessing the balance of the seat bones, just listening to the breath. Release your knees, bring your hands into Namaste, push the palms firmly together, lengthen from your armpits into your elbows, the elbows into the heels of the hands into the fingertips. And with an exhalation, allow your eyes to gently close. Focus on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and exhalations. Focusing on filling the lungs from the bottom to the top, emptying the lungs from the top to the bottom. Fill the lungs evenly, empty them evenly. Draw your chin down to meet the chest. Lift the chest up to meet the chin. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. spend a moment to seek to generate a genuine, heartfelt sense of gratitude for something or someone or somewhere. Hold on to that feeling of abundance in the heart area, and then release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. And then raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Hold on to your knees. Hold on to your knees and elevate the heart area upwards. Just feel that you're definitely sitting evenly. Lift the abdomen to the diaphragm to the collarbone. Draw in your shoulders down away from your ears. Take a deep inhalation in through the nose. And then turn to the right side. Draw in your abdomen across and your ribs and your shoulders. Just feeling how your body responds to the pose, whether it welcomes the movement or it resists it, or both. So just acknowledge without judgment. Just observe. Observe. Fill the lungs. Empty the lungs. Turn a little more deeply on the out breath. Come back to the center. Hold onto your knees, lift up into the chest. Take a deep inhalation through the nose if you can, and then with the exhalation, turn to the left. Draw in your abdomen across your ribs and your shoulders. Listen to the breath. Allow the body to observe itself. So all activation in yoga begins with observation. So with no observation, there's no true activation. Without observation, all we're doing is yoga from the ego. So just spend some time just observing how the body feels, the sensations of the pose. Deepening the pose with the out breath. Deepening the turn with the out breath. And then come back to the center. Just again, observe how the body feels after just those simple turns. There will be a difference, just however subtle, just observe it. Come off your seat bones, sit back on your heels, have the big toes together, the knees apart, and again, just observe how this feels for your body right now. Observe how the shins make contact with the floor. Just let the body slump into the floor for a moment. Let the legs mould into the floor. Let the shins mould into the floor. Maybe pick up the knee and stretch the knee away from the toes so that the shins make better contact with the floor. Press the shin bones consciously into the shin skin so that the thighs activate. Elevate the heart area upwards. Keep the seat bones down on the heels as you come forward, stretching forward, spreading the fingers, spreading the palms, and then finally bringing the forehead down. If you lose contact between the seat bones and the heels, often that happens mainly when you drop your head, so put a block underneath your head. See if you can keep the seat bones in connection with the heels. If you can't, then put a folded blanket between the seat bones and the heels. Press back into the heels. Lengthen from the hips into the armpits, into the elbows, the wrists, the palms, the fingers, the fingertips, the fingernails. Just enjoy the activation. Observe how the body is extending. Keep focus on those seat bones. Feel that they're in contact with the heels. You can't necessarily see them, but you can feel them. It's the physical intelligence, the body's ability to see itself in 3 dimensions, even though the eyes can't necessarily see it. Pick up your head and then come up onto the fingertips. And then we're going to, I'm just move those out of the way, keep the seat bones down as much as you can, and then walk the hands over to the right side. The seat bones will probably lift, but try and keep them down. Stay on the fingertips, stretch into that left arm especially, but keep the right arm extending as well. Just feel the stretch of that left side of the body. So feeling the extension of the trunk. Walk the hands back to the center, keeping the head lifted, and then walk your hands over to the left, over to the other side. Extend deeply into that right side. Feel that you want to draw that right seat bone down to the floor, even though it probably doesn't want to go down, but extend into the right side of the trunk. Breathing evenly, keeping the head lifted, just observing the physical body's response to the pose. And then walk the hands back to the center, press the palms back into the floor, sit back on your heels. Keep the chest lifted as you come down, and then bring the forehead down again. Back into Adho Mukha Virasana. Okay, come up onto your knees, turn your toes under, and then come up into dog down. Just feel that you can lift the seat bones away from the backs of the thighs. Feel that you can press the fronts of the thighs consciously into the thigh bone. Pressing the fronts of the thighs through to the backs of the thighs. Tighten the kneecaps and turn the fronts of the thighs consciously inwards. Lengthening the fronts of the fronts of the thighs away from the hands. Just feel the body in 3 dimensions. Feel where the hands are. Feel where the feet are. I mean, you can probably see your feet, but feel where they are at the same time. Feel where the seat bones are. You probably can't see those. Lift them away from the backs of the thighs. Observe the breath. How has the breath changed? Listen to the inhalation, listen to the exhalation. Just focus on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and exhalations. Step your feet forward, just come up into a standing position, and then get some blocks for your hands. And then align the edge of your feet with the edge of the mat. Tighten your kneecaps, lift the abdomen up to the diaphragm, up to the collarbone, wing the elbows towards each other. Feel that your heels are touching the edges of the mat. Have a quick look down, make sure your toes are in line with each other, and then just make sure that the outer edge of the foot is in line with the edge of the mat. That will basically makes you turn your toes in a little. The big toes are closer together than your heels, and that gives you space in your hips. Lift up into the chest, tighten the kneecaps, wing the elbows back. Draw the abdomen to the spine, draw the lower ribs to the spine. Keep the back straight, hinge entirely at the hips and come forwards. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, reach down and find the blocks. Have your fingertips on the blocks. Hit the fronts of the thighs through to the backs of the thighs. So the fronts of the thighs, hit them through to the backs of the thighs. Turn the fronts of the thighs inwards as much as you can so that you can pick up the seat bones away from the backs of the thighs. Project into the chin and the chest. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. You can go down lower if you can. Stay on the high lift if you've got a bad back. Just observe how the body feels in the pose. If you can reach the floor, then go down to the floor. But if you lose the extension of the legs or of the spine, then go back to the lift. Projecting the chin and the chest forwards. See the thighs, even though the eyes are looking forwards. See the thighs through the feeling of the thighs. Do they feel even? Or is one leg working more than the other? Push the inner thighs away from each other. Turn the fronts of the thighs in. Lift up into the chest. If you can, keep going forwards, but keeping the back straight, reaching down, finding the heels. But again, avoiding this if you've got back problems. Listen to the breath. Keep the back straight as you draw the body through the space between the legs. Or you just stay at whichever stage it feels most comfortable. Okay, bring your hands into your hips, bend your knees, and then come up into the standing position. Come into Tadasana. Just be in the pose. Observe how the body feels different now to how it felt before we started. Observe the energy that flows through the physical body. Just observe any areas of interest, any areas that feel like they still need to be opened. Bring your arms out nice and wide, in towards your chest, and then step or jump your feet nice and wide for trikonasana, the triangle pose. Turn your left toes in, the right leg and foot all the way out, and then face the front. Turn the legs, the tops of the thighs, turn them in the sockets from the inside out, from the big toe side to the little toe side. Especially this front leg, that's the priority. And then reach over, find your shin and turn the abdomen up to the ceiling. Just listening to the sound of the inhalation, the sound of the exhalation. Focusing on long, slow, deep, deliberate breaths, feeling the body in 3 dimensions. Feeling the body that the eyes can't see. So through the poses we wake up our attention, our inner attention. It's not a self-analytical mind that spirals into depression. It's the physical body just becoming conscious of the limbs, of the skin, breath. Reach up with the top hand coming back to the centre. Swap the feet around, turn the right toes in. Left leg and foot all the way out. Again, rotating your legs from the inside out, especially the front leg, this left leg. And then reach over, find the shin, look up. Listen to the sound of the breath. Know where the leg is, that back leg, activate it. Know where the front leg is, activate it. Tighten the kneecaps especially. Lengthen from the feet into the shins, into the knees, into the thighs, into the hips. From the hips up into the spine. From the heart area out into both arms evenly. Breathing in and out through the nose if you can. Observing that in this pose, the sinus is clear if you look up. Reach up, come back to the centre, bring the feet parallel, and then step or jump the feet back together. Just come back into Tadasana and just observe how the body feels changed. Fill the lungs from the bottom to the top. Just observe the physical body. Observe the feeling of the physical body. Just focus in on long, slow, deep, deliberate breaths. Just maintaining that lift. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Stretch your arms forwards, interlock the fingers, turn the palms all the way out, and then raise your arms over your head. Squeeze the outer elbows in, listen to the sound of the breath. Bring the elbows beyond your ears, but without poking your head forwards. Release, swap the interlock of the fingers so that the other index finger is on the top of the stack. Turn the palms out and then raise your arms over your head. Squeeze the outer elbows in. Virabhadrasana. Again, just feeling the body in 3 dimensions, feeling the feet in connection with the floor. Lift the toes to really sharpen the action of the legs. Tighten the kneecaps to turn the fronts of the thighs inwards. Feel that you can press the thigh muscle into the bone. Tuck the tailbone in. Draw the abdomen to the spine, abdomen to the diaphragm, diaphragm to the collarbone. Shoulders away from the ears. Lengthen from the armpits into the palms, palms to the ceiling. Backs of the palms into the front, into the palms up to the ceiling. And then release. Again, just feel the warmth in the shoulders. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Bring your arms out nice and wide in toward your chest, and then step or jump your feet. Go a little wider than you did for trikonasana. For virabhadrasana 2, turn your left toes in, the right leg and foot all the way out. Again, we want the hips to face the front, so make sure that that heel is in line with the instep or the toes of the back foot. Turn the legs from the inside out, turn turn the legs from the inside out, especially this front leg. Tighten the kneecap of the back leg. Bring the chest to face the front. Extend your arms out. Keep that back leg dead straight by tightening the kneecap. And then bend the knee of the right leg. But keep this kneecap of that left leg really firm. Bend the knee, find a right angle. So this bone should be at a right angle with the shin bone. The femur in line with the shin. Lift up. Bend the knee, find that right angle. Soften the jaw, soften the tongue. Bring the outer edge of the left foot firmly down. Straighten the legs, swap the feet around, turn the right toes in, the left leg and foot all the way out. Again, just being mindful of the placement of the feet. Tighten the kneecap of that back leg really firmly, bend the front knee, find your right angle, lift out of the hips up into the chest. From the heart area into both arms. Look over the middle finger of the left hand. So find that right angle, keep bending that knee, keep the back leg straight. Feel that the pose lifts rather than drops. You lift from the feet into the shins, into the thighs, into the hips, into the spine, into the heart area, into the head. Okay, straighten that leg. Bring the feet parallel. And then step or jump the feet back together, coming back into Tadasana. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, observing how perhaps the breath has changed. Maybe the body needs more air, so give it to it. Feel that you are lifted out of the floor up into the legs, into the hips, into the spine, into the head. Turn the palms all the way out, rotating the upper arms in the sockets. Just breathing even deep inhalations and exhalations. Turn the arms out, but turn the legs in. Tuck the tailbone in. Bring your arms out nice and wide in towards the chest, and then step or jump your feet wide again. So as wide as it was for virabhadrasana 2. Turn your left toes in, your right leg and foot all the way out. Again, the same alignment, heel in line with the instep. Just have a quick look. Never heel on heel. Keep the back leg bent, bend the right knee, just drop the left hand onto the hip and then reach down, find the floor. If you can't reach the floor, then use a block underneath your hand. Reach to the floor or the block. Push the knee into the arm and then draw the abdomen up to the ceiling. Keeping that left leg straight and then reach up and over. So the arm is in a straight line with the back leg. I have to kind of make a slight alteration on that because I run out of ceiling height. But ideally, the arm is in perfect alignment with the back leg, with the straight leg. Turn the abdomen. Press the outer edge of that left foot into the floor. Reach up into the fingertips. Turn in the chest up to face the ceiling. Come back to the center. Swap the feet around, turn the right toes in, the left. Leg and foot all the way out. Keeping the back leg straight, bending that front knee. Just drop the hand of the right hand onto the hip. Reach down, find the outside edge of the foot. Push the knee into the arm. Draw the abdomen up to the ceiling, reach up and over. So you get a tremendous stretch along the upper side of the body. Along the upper face inside. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Keeping that knee bent. Pushing the knee into the arm into the knee. Turning the abdomen up to face the ceiling. And then come back to the center. Bring the feet parallel. And then step. Or jump the feet back together. Just come back into Tadasana. Again, observing your energy. Observing your breath. Bring the feet hip width apart, turn your toes in, raise your arms in. If you've got a bad back, then you might not want to come all the way down. So you can come into uttanasana this way, just having your hands on a lift. You activate your legs and the spine in the same way as you do in full uttanasana. Raise your arms up, hook the thumbs into the crease of the elbows, wrap your fingers around your elbows. Keeping the back straight, keeping your arms lifted, keeping your head lifted. Come forwards, hinging entirely at the hips. And then hang down. So the feet are at least hip width apart. Just let the body hang down to the floor. This is a good moment to go back to the legs to observe, especially the thighs. Are they working evenly? Or is one leg working more willingly than the other? So allow the feeling of the pose to guide the action. So we're talking about pratyahara. It's the withdrawing of the senses. That doesn't mean that we withdraw from the world and we become a hermit and we never address the world. It's when we are in our practice, we draw our attention into the physical sensation of the pose. So that we allow the body to unite with the brain. With the physical body, the mental body, and the intellectual body. Okay, release your hands down to the floor. Walk your hands towards the end of your mat and come back up into dog down. Have your hands shoulder width apart. Have your feet hip width apart. And then find your pose. Feel how the body finds its way into the pose. Keep breathing, even deep inhalations and exhalations. Listening to the breath. Activating the legs evenly. Activating the legs evenly with the arms. Legs evenly with the spine. Keep turning the fronts of the thighs inward so that the heels start to separate. So that you get space in the hips and you can pick up the seat bones a little more. Okay, come down onto your knees. Sit back on your heels. And just observe your energy, observe the physical body, observe how your energy has changed profoundly from the body that you woke up with. How your energy feels vital and alive. Just listen to the breath, listen to the feeling of the physical body, the awakeness of the physical body. Okay, grab yourself a belt and stretch your legs out in front. Just roll over, move the buttock flesh out to the side, and then sit directly on the seat bones, and then have the feet together. You might need a couple of foot blocks for this as well. So grab a couple of blocks where you just grab yourself a couple of blocks, and then just determine whether sitting on the floor is right for you. So one way of determining whether sitting directly on the floor is right for you is by using the block. So get the block and bring the block into the back. Now if the back, as long as the block is flat on the floor, this long end is flat on the floor, does it feel like your back touches the whole of the block, or is it just the tip of the block and you can get your hand through? If it's just the tip of the block and we're not kind of cheating and pressing the block into the back, the bottom of the block has to be directly on the floor. If it's just the tip of the block and you can't roll forwards onto the front edge of the seat bones, then sit on a folded blanket or on some blocks and you will be able to lift the chest much better. So that's the first priority. If you can't lift the onto the front edge of the seat bones, sit on something. Stretch the legs away. Turn the legs inwards like you're doing Tadasana. Lift up into the chest. Elevate the heart area up to the ceiling. And then raise your arms up to the ceiling. Tighten the kneecaps. Press the fronts of the knees through to the backs of the knees. Try and get the backs of the knees down onto the floor. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Have the hands apart. Spreading the fingers, palms facing each other. And then roll onto the front edge of the seat bones. Lift the abdomen to the diaphragm to the collarbone. And then release. Bring your hands to the sides and then go back to the legs. Are you lifting the fronts of the thighs all the way up to the top of the leg? Are you turning the fronts of the thighs inwards? Are you tightening the kneecaps? Are you lengthening from the back of the knee into the heels? Are you pulling the toes toward your kneecaps? So see if you can activate the legs evenly like you're doing dog down or Tadasana. And then raise your arms again. And observe, do you lose the legs when you raise your arms? Reactivate the legs if you lose them. Roll onto the front edge of the seat bones. Abdomen to the diaphragm to the collarbone. Keep those legs firmly activated. So dandasana, the pose of the staff. And then release. If you've got a bad back, you might just want to stay at that stage. You might just want to stay with the arms lifted and just kind of, just rolling onto the front edge of the seat bones. If not, then maybe you want to come forwards, lifting the head, lifting the chest, keeping the arms lifted. As soon as you drop the arms, then you round your back and then see if you can find your feet. If you can't find your feet, then use a belt and hold onto the belt. So you can put the belt around your feet and then cross the belt over like that so that it stays in position. Just come back into dandasana with the hands at the sides of the body, lift up into the chest and then raise your arms up. Don't lose the legs, keep the legs firmly activated in Tadasana. And then keeping the head lifted, keeping the arms lifted, keeping the front chest lifted. Come forwards, hinging at the hips, hinging entirely at the hips. Reach beyond the feet, don't drop the arms yet, keep reaching forwards, reach beyond the feet. Keep the kneecaps tight and keep the kneecaps pressing into the floor. And then take hold of the feet if you can. If you've got you can't see my feet, if you've got your hands around the sole of the foot, try not to have the thumb on top of the foot, bring it along with the fingers. Reactivate those legs. Tighten the kneecaps, press the fronts of the thighs through to the backs of the thighs, turn the fronts of the thighs in. Lift the abdomen to the diaphragm, to the collarbone, to the chin, keep the head lifted. And then, if you're using the belt, you can shorten the distance between the belt and the feet. If you've got hold of your feet, then bend your elbows out to the side, or you can even reach around the feet perhaps. Lifting up into the chest, coming into paschimottanasana. So don't drop your head, keep your head lifted. Lengthen the abdomen to the diaphragm, to the collarbone. As soon as the chest makes contact with the floor, then maybe start bringing the head down. But we come forwards with a straight back. Paschimottanasana. Keeping the legs activated. It's really easy to lose the legs, isn't it? So go back to the legs at each stage. Reactivate them. Feel that they're working evenly. Feel that there's still tadasana in the legs. Okay, and then come back to the center. And then come back into dandasana. Just observe that quietness of the brain that occurs when we come out of a forward bend. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. And then bring the feet in towards the body for baddha, not supta, just baddha. Hold on to the big toes. Roll onto the front edge of the seat bones. Again, sit on a lift if you kind of sink. If the lower back kind of sinks to the floor, if the lumbar bulges outwards. Hold on to the big toes, roll onto the front edge of the seat bones. Lift the abdomen to the diaphragm, to the collarbone, to the chin. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Listening to the breath, filling the lungs from the bottom to the top. And then just bring the right palm onto the top of the left palm, onto the top of the right foot. Reach behind you with the right hand. Keep on the front edge of the seat bones, and then turn to the right side. Push in the palm into the right foot, digging the right hand into the floor. Drawing the abdomen from the left to the right. Trying not to turn the neck too much. Come back to the center. Hold on to the big toes. And reset. Just roll onto the front edge of the seat bones. Bring the right foot on top of the right hand on top of the left foot. Stretch the left hand behind. Dig that back hand into the floor. Lift from the abdomen to the diaphragm, to the collarbone, and then turn. Try not to turn with the neck. Turn with the chest. Turn with the ribs, the shoulders, the abdomen. And then gently come back to the center. Just hold on to the big toes again. Lift up into the chest. Feel how your energy has really changed. And then just stretch your legs out and down onto your back. And then we're going to use a bolster in viparita karanhi. If you haven't got a bolster, you can just do the pose directly on the floor like this. But if you have got a bolster or some cushions, or you could even put a couple of blocks underneath, then it just increases the inversion slightly. So bring the bolster underneath the lower back, so the tailbone is just at the end of the bolster. Pull your knees towards the chest And then raise your legs to the ceiling. Gather the shoulder blades together. Stay on the top of the shoulders. Push the heels to the ceiling. Pull the toes to the floor. Just spend a little time in this gentle, supported inversion. Just listening to the breath. Focusing on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and exhalations. Okay, when you're ready, bend your knees, bring your feet back down onto the floor. And then lift yourself up, slide the bolster away, and then come up onto your elbows. Make sure that you're in a really good straight line right down the centre of the mat. Have a folded blanket underneath your head if you've got one. Just make sure you're in a good straight line. And then allow the body just to completely relax into the floor, letting go of the tensions of the physical body. Consciously unhooking the arm and leg muscles. Allowing the body to become heavy on the floor. Allowing the body to become heavy on the floor and observing that feeling of energetic lightness that radiates from the bones. Radiating from the bones and into the muscles. radiating from the bones and into the muscles and into the organs, spreading a feeling of energetic lightness through the organs, of the healing energy of oxygen and prana and positive energy radiating from the core of the bones and into the muscles and the organs, including the flesh and the skin. Distribute that energy down into the toes and into the fingers and up into the top of the head using the in-breath and the out-breath. Just basking in that feeling of energetic lightness. And then when you're ready to disturb yourself, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, just bring yourself back into this pose of shavasana. Draw your knees in towards your chest, have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom, just a gentle massage on the spine. And then very gently roll over onto your right side. Just stay down for a breath or two. And then straighten out the top leg, come back up into a seated position. Just final cross legs with your hands in the masti, a final spinal lift. Draw your breath in through your nose and down into the abdomen. Be conscious of the energy that you've released through your practice, that good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the extensions and the forward bends and the twists bring to the body and to the mind. And then draw your chin forwards and down to meet the chest. Spend a moment to seek to acknowledge the positive energy you have created inside. And then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then gently release the backs of your hands down towards your knees, palms facing upwards. Bring the tip of the index finger together with the tip of the thumb. A gesture of wisdom, peacefulness, and physical intelligence that we can carry into our day. And then raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open, and focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. Thank you. So hopefully you feel as though you've really lifted your energy, you've given yourself good, positive energy to put into your day. So thank you very much for joining me.